Hello and welcome back to We're Talking Tea. Tonight we'll be getting into the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 17, episode 11. And let me just say from the beginning, I love the way this episode went. Everybody just kind of came together and just supported each other, and it was just a good time. So because of that, my drink of the night is called Spread the Love. It's a bunch of different flavors and mixes, and they all came together to just make one cohesive drink. So in this drink, it was supposed to be where you layer the drinks, but it didn't quite happen that way. At the bottom, it was strawberry puree and lemonade. In the middle, I had pineapple juice, and then at the top, it was water and blue curacao. So I think I'm gonna try it again. Maybe post it at the bottom when I actually made it the correct way. But I just found this drink really fast on social media and put my own spin to it, and then gave it a name. So spread the love. Here we go. So this episode started off with Cynthia and Shamir. Shamir went to Cynthia's house and they just kind of chatted up. They talked about Gerald's birthday party, why certain people wasn't invited. She said she invited Dennis because Dennis and Gerald are still friends. They have the play dates with the children all the time. So that's why Dennis was invited. Portia was not invited because she said they had some really dirty, nasty text messages that were shared after the reunion last year. So that's why she decided to not invite her. Even though this season, Portia still invited her to her event, but nevertheless. Then we had, she talked about her surrogate journey with her embryo that she has been sharing with everyone. Then we had K. Michelle and Pinky. They went and had lunch. And for some reason, Drew's name still comes up. I don't know why they don't have other things to talk about. They always have to talk about Drew. But Pinky shaded Drew about doing a versus with K. Michelle. Not sure why they would want to do a versus, because she's known in music. She's known in as an actress, not so much as music. But anywho, so she said Shamia and her mom went to the club together that same night. And she said at the end of the night, they ended up holding hands, and she was just begging her and pleading with her, please continue to be my friend, because there's a lot of people that don't want you to be my friend. And she mentioned Candy Coated Nights. Now, we all know who Candy Coated Night is. That's Candy Beerus. Tucker. No longer Tucker, but just Beerus. And I'm guessing Candy must be one of the people that says you should not be her friend. Not exactly sure why. But yes, that's how that started out. And then she mentioned her skate party that she'll be having, which was shared at the end of the episode. Then we had Portia and Mike. Mike came over to the house. The chef prepared food for them. They sat down and they ate, and they pretty much talked about their life together and what they were expecting of each other, and the commitment as a commitment is concerned. And Portia was just like, I'm just having fun. Like, I don't want to settle down with you. I don't want to settle down with Sway. I just want to have a good time. And I know you want kids. That's not something I might be able to give you. So I appreciate you just letting me take it slow and seeing how it goes. And that was that. We had Kelly moving. She and the neighbor kept getting into it. She's had to call the police on the neighbor. And the neighbor was just loving social media and airing all the dirty laundry out. So she was like, you know what? I'm going to just pack my stuff and leave. Where does she go? Into Shamia's townhouse. I'm just loving this friendship because she's giving, and she's receiving. So yeah, so I guess Portia knows what it's like to give and Shamia receives, and now Shamia is being the one giving, and now Kelly's receiving. But anywho, let me stop being shady. So yeah, so Shamia has allowed Kelly to move into her townhouse. She has moved into the townhouse just to kind of get herself together. Then we had Angela with her brother. They just pretty much talked about the passing of the mom and how it's difficult for her to move on. And they were approaching the anniversary. And the fact that the oldest daughter has recently gotten married to a woman and her youngest children do not know about it. And so the brother was just simply saying, you need to stop shielding them from stuff. They need to know what's going on. And she's like, yeah, but my oldest daughter needs to be the one to share it because she's the best one to explain what's going on. So that was that. Then we have Phaedra with Kelly. Phaedra just sharing with Kelly that she will be handling all of her affairs as far as her legal matters, and how she will be asking for child support and all that stuff as far as the spouse is concerned. And she will be doing all of this work pro bono. Another favor for Kelly. So she is not coming out of pocket with anything, considering she's thinking about filing bankruptcy. Or was it she talking about filing bankruptcy? I know she was talking about being sued, but I don't know about the bankruptcy. So then we had Pinky with the husband and Montel Jordan and his wife, and just saying that they married them and they are their counselors when it comes to the marriage, and how she didn't want her husband to bail her out for the bankruptcy. And they just kind of share, like, you are no longer doing this yourself. It is a partnership. You have to accept his help and not deal with this alone. So that was some good advice. Then we had Portia and Phaedra. They hopped in the car and they drove over to Drew's house. And while they were there, Cynthia was there and Angela was there. They all just kind of sat around, talked. And of course, Shamia's name came up. Drew talked about the situation that happened when they went to, after her event with Rich Homie Quan, and then going to dinner after, and how that was a fiasco and they stormed off and left her there. Then Cynthia mentioned how it was some certain text messages that was shared, and Portia was like, things that happen in the privacy of our text messages will not be shared with anyone. But Shamia chose to share it, and this was a year ago, because the reunion is coming around again. And yeah, so that was that. What else? I don't want to mention anything. Cynthia mentioned, the text about the reunion. Oh, then we went to Pinky's skate party. So she had her skate party. Portia gave Angela a picture of her mom. Drew sent flowers earlier that day, and then Pinky gave flowers as well. So everybody overall had a great time. I absolutely enjoyed all of them coming together and just being there for Angela, and then also just letting loose and having a great time. Like, let's do the doggone thing. But of course, Bravo wouldn't let it in on a positive note. It ended with Dennis and Portia. Dennis came over to Portia's home, and he was just like, hey, I just need you to take it slow because you're rushing into things and you're dating two different people, and I thought that I would have another chance, but you ended things with Simon, and then you immediately jumped into something else, and I was hoping that you would take your ring back. The same ring that I've already given you 2 times, I want to give it to you for a 3rd time and see what happens. And Portia melted. Portia was like, oh, hell no. You are not drama. You are trauma. I will not stand for this. We will not be doing this. I will not allow you to come back into this house and have a toxic home for Pilar. She went in. She was like, no, we're not doing this, Dennis. We're not doing this. It is what it is. We're not doing it. We're going to move forward and just co-parenting with Pilar, and that is it. So yes, it was a good episode. I absolutely enjoyed it. Sorry this video is so long, but it was a lot to discuss. And that is that. So you all have a good night, and until next time, bye.